think everything's a mental game.
Boom! Perfect.
If you're not focused, you're off your game.
Ryan Turk is back at it. He wants it.
Extreme performance racing, battle tested in Formula Drift for the last 4 years. XPR contains Centerlick additive technology, ultimate Z DDP wear protection, and superior high temp performance. Pour Purple, Royal Purple, the synthetic expert.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
It's a fine line that you have to walk. You have to be able to adapt on the fly and be able to drive on your instinct.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
Round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. This is Irwindale Speedway, aka the House of Drift. This is it, the final round. As we take a look at our interesting season, who is going to be our champion? Only one shall be supreme. Big angle there. Look at Castro just has these moments of greatness, and there is one right now. A championship contender is knocked out early. Brandon Sorensen cuts through that smoke, no problem. Boom, oh boy. Are you ready to meet your top 16 drivers here at the House of Drift?
This thing is tuned up. Holy.
Big angle. Whoa, did you see that? He drops down pretty low there. Now past that inside clip. Oh, right turn goes into the wall. Wow. Your winner unanimously is Nick Novak gets the win. A perfect event.
That's right. Welcome, everybody. Ding, ding. It's title fight. That is right. This is the culmination, the exclamation point, the end of a season tomorrow. Because right now, it's bracket. It is bracket and seating brackets in particular. Again, we have our 24 vehicles already set it and forget it. Well, actually, not forget it. Till tomorrow. The touring item, Type S, title fight, Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Had a great night last night. Type S Nightlights, hosted by Larry Chen. And again, ST. I'm Jared Deenda. Joining me is Jacob Gittins, the teal toque, the blue beanie, the bourbon battle, barbecue bourbon boy, all that. He's here as well. All joking aside, thank you so much, Jacob. What a great season coming here. It's going to be sold out tomorrow. Maybe there's like 5 tickets left, but regardless, we're going to send it. It's like, I don't know if you play fantasy sports. So do you play fantasy hockey?
Yeah, fantasy.
So it's like when you're like 99% to 1%.
Yeah.
It's like 99% James Dean. But what's really cool about Irwindale and ending here is that basically it's going to be an amazing event. Everybody wants to win Irwindale, Talladega, Monaco, all that. It all began just down the freeway, right? James Dean, he catches fire. on media day and then comes back and wins it in the rain. There are a lot of Irish drivers here. I haven't let you speak just yet, but Jacob, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
What a great season.
Yeah, absolutely nuts season. And James Dean, I mean, just taking the season by storm. Right back to form. He struggled a little bit last year. Now he is back to that era that we saw previously, and taking on and battling a bunch of rising stars. I mean, obviously James Dean, big story here, but there's so many other awesome stories that we're going to run into a little bit later on, including Odie Bakshi's sitting in second, another driver absolutely crushing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of pains me just seeing these bridesmaids. The names that I think of are Odie Bakshi's, Ryan Turk, Matt Field. They're always in the hunt, but then just the gremlins show up. It's about attrition, keeping your car alive, keeping your mind right. Not that they're not doing it, but some cars are just rising to the occasion when the others are just faltering. And, you know, Frederick Osbo, of course, I mean, he is a three-time champion. He's amongst the alumni that is three-time. That's Chris Forsberg, Frederick Osbo, James Dean. James Dean notably does it back to back to back. I saw you put up a post earlier, said chills, and just seeing the banners here. What are they gonna do with James Dean? We're at a rafters underneath Irwindale, but Hiro Manoa, talk about this gentleman coming over here. Connor Shanahan had a lot of machismo. I don't know if you know what that word means. Okay. He had a lot of machismo coming over here, and he wanted to win Rookie of the Year, but Manoa just really showed up, man. Not only once, but twice he gets on the podium. The youngest ever to podium in Formula Drift history. But let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship standings there. You can see 566 for James Dean, 74 points behind him, Odie Bakshi's, Frederick Osbo. Hiro Manoa as a rookie coming from Japan, 14 years old. Adam LZ, he wasn't even going to do the entirety of the season, and then he's in championship potential. He totals the car, builds it back, built on the backbones of cotton and T-shirts. Super stoked for him. What a crazy season.
Absolutely nuts, and that order can change. I mean, we'll keep talking about what's going on with James Dean, but that top five, everything that comes behind him, there's a lot of parts in play. And even going further on down, there are so many tight points races that, I mean, there's guys that are tied together. I mean, even Adam LZ and Matt Field, I mean, that's tied for fifth, realistically.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it could be crazy. It's really going to be crazy. It's
it is. It's well said. Well said. Thank you so much. Celebrating 21 years. Well, you know what? Laurent Nickel has been part of our Formula Drift fabric for many years. She is off doing another broadcast over in Austin, Texas at COTA for Formula One, and absolutely stoked that she's doing that. Regardless, she said, hey, love you guys. I'll see you guys at Long Beach. But bringing another member, which we're familiar with. She does Grid Live. She does many different things. Cerise Taylor caught up with the quote-unquote potential champion. Cerise Taylor, down to you.
Are you excited to see Boss Man driving this round?
Yeah, it's really cool to have him back. Only 2 times a year we see him at his 2 favorite tracks, so it's always a very exciting one for him. And great to have him back around on the team because he's a great energy and you know, a great leader.
Yeah, you're the first man to 4 championships. What does that mean for you?
Ask me tomorrow if it happens.
We have all the faith in the world.
Yeah. Hopefully it all goes to plan. We just need to keep the car running and then we're good.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting. He says, we keep the car running.
Yeah.
You know, my son's in the building here, Parker Jet Dienda, and he surprised me last night coming in, just side note, and I absolutely love seeing him. It's so cool. But he's like, he's giving me updates. He's like, dude, the back end's out. They're changing an axle.
Yeah.
They're doing it's no easy task.
Yeah.
It has not been easy for James Dean. So to keep that car together, to get it to the quote unquote burnout box in order to pull to that line to boom, lock up that championship.
Well, and the question becomes then, okay, do you go do a practice tomorrow, make sure the car is good to go, or do you not even risk it? And then it's like, but if
we saw this last year with Chelsea.
I know, this is what I'm saying. And if you don't risk it, and then you get to the line, and then there's an issue, or you don't even make it to the line, you break down on the way to the line. Like, there is no foregone conclusions in drifting, period, ever. It does not happen.
No.
Every time you think you know what's going to happen, everything goes crazy.
Takes a left-hand turn.
Exactly.
You know, it's that guidance. It's like, oh, you know, take a left in, 1 mile. Take a left now. You know, and it's giving you a different. But the car's sitting there prettier than it was last year, if you can recall. Broke his collarbone, still got on the podium. Talking about James Dean, and thank you to our judges for joining us here. Robin Ishida on the horn. We'll introduce them in a moment. Reese Marin, and then of course we got that of Brian Egger. What a crazy season it's been. Again, look at at that. James Dean, 3 wins overall. He got it in Long Beach, E-Town, and St. Louis. Frederick Osbo, that's just like here at Irwindale. What an iconic track. Connor Shanahan, we knew he was going to do well. A master of the flat tracks. The Irish drivers really know the flat tracks. An emotional win for Ryan Turk in Monroe, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Evergreen Speedway. Odi Bakshis in Utah. What a great win for him. And again, here we are at Irwindale. So again, it's going to be a sold-out crowd, casual Friday. But just overall, taking a look, you know, again, it started out with fire, then we got rain. James Dean Taylor, you know, James Taylor, right? I see fire, I've seen rain, and what an emotional win for him. Again, ending that season last year on the wall, breaking his collarbone, still driving, but I love Atlanta. Atlanta, I'm sorry, everybody, Atlanta's #1 in my heart.
I get it. I totally get it. And it's just an epic place. And we're seeing the crowds and just everything expand with drifting and with FD in particular. Just the stories are getting bigger. The driving is getting closer. It is getting more insane every single year.
Yep.
And it all builds up to these incredible moments like this. Like Connor Shanahan, as you said, a driver known for the flat track, living just down the street from James Dean.
Yeah.
Right?
He held him as a baby.
Yeah. And
literally James Dean held Connor as a baby.
And then never driving on a bank track, comes here and then wins on a bank track.
Yep.
So, absolutely not. And then Manoa just taking exactly what the judges are asking for. Taking all of that and going, the judges are asking for a car that is easy to drive, that is smooth, that is fluid, and setting it up and making it do exactly that.
And I would attribute that to technology, accessibility, all the cars. Talking about Manoa, he broke on the line, so Ryan Turk got that victory.
Yeah.
And again, so emotional, crying, talking about, you know, he's a husband, he's a father now. He's, you know, he is a day like 1.5-ish.
Yeah, 1.5.
You know, he's not, you know, he came into Chicago, so he's been around since day 1.5. But, you know, I would say the technology as far as cars, sim racing, you know, Sim Magic, the official simulator of Formula Drift. But, you know, Odi, it came all together for him after many of battles. What an interesting turn of events. Utah was a little tumultuous.
Yeah.
Emotionally, the track, it's really unassuming, very minimal turns, which I don't think helps the judges. It doesn't help the drivers. It gets a little tumultuous there overall.
And really, Odi had to win that event to push things to Irwindale. And he understood the assignment, did exactly what he needed to do to push it to tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get any sleep. I really don't.
What?
I don't think I'm going to, because I'll be so excited for tomorrow.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm going to sleep great because I'm going to have some beers, some booze, and I'm going to sleep like a baby. And yeah, so what are we doing here? This is seeding. So again, you want to lock in, again, get into that 8. Well, guess what? Daniel Stuke, he is going to get the fast pass. He has a bye run. Gittin Jr., unfortunately, Dean Carnage Carney, the Hyper NFT Dodge Viper. We saw him at round 1, and then we haven't seen him the rest of the season. Would love to see him here. I'm sure he's just going to be in the stands hanging out, partying, doing his thing. But again, and then on this other side, look at that. Joao Barrion and Mike Power. Mike Power put up a beautiful video, and Joao's not here. So, you know, this is a fast pass. It's going to be an expedited evening, but I'll tell you what, tomorrow is going to be a barn burner. Do you know what that means?
I mean, it'll just be exciting.
It's just a barn on fire.
Oh, well, good thing we have firemen here, so.
Oh my gosh, yeah. By the way, the elevator was stuck.
Yeah,
so
stuck on the bottom floor.
On the bottom floor, yeah.
Best place for it to be stuck.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, right. If you're on the top floor, you're like, oh, I don't know about this. Again, we are super excited about Irwindale, our final round. Here's a look at the map. Taking a look at that start, walk us through it there, if you will, Mr. Gittin.
Really quick run up. I mean, you got to grab gears as quick as possible. Small decel before acceleration, and that massive and just iconic outside zone 1. Then you transition at that inside clip 1 right in front of the fans. You are allowed to decel before you're going to outside zone 2, which is crazy risky. So you're just firing the car at that wall, hoping you can line things up. Then it is I wouldn't say a slowdown, but you got to nose the car into inside clip 2 and then pushes you out wide to the end of outside zone 3. Very flowy. This is my favorite iteration of Irwindale so far.
It's good.
I really like it. It makes
really good.
Crazy tandems and some spots that if you do flub a little bit, you can catch back up. So
yeah, and that inside clip where that only decel zone is really sketchy. Here's our K&N judges notes. K&N, the official air performance filter of Formula Drift. Full throttle off the start line. Hit it, quit it. Use of left foot brake. You know, that was a big catching point. Let's go back to that, but real quick. Be get angle when passing inside clip. 1, that's a no-brainer. Maintain pace around the banks, meaning don't slow down, do not disrupt. Those kind of link up with the left foot brake. What? Because I was there, but elaborate on that.
Big discussion between the drivers and the judges about the use of left foot brake. It is fine. You are allowed to use left foot brake around the bank. You will see potentially inside tires lock up, go still. You will see the brake lights go on for that. It is fine as long as you do not disrupt the car. So watch the decel lights with that. As we zoom in on our wonderful judges.
Are they wonderful?
They are wonderful.
Of course they are. And again, an unenviable position. Wave to the cameras, fellas. Robbie Nishida, Brian Eggert, and Reese Marin, representing Japan, USA, and Colombia. And Ryan Lontagne, you're not a judge anymore, okay? It just shows up with a cool period correct McLaren sweatshirt.
You gotta get over here, Andy.
Andy Yen is over here. Just pan a little left over here. We got another judge up here.
There he is.
There he is. Oh, we got 2.
And Chris.
And Ryan Sage. Chris, oh my gosh. This is cute. This is like a high school reunion, guys. After 21 years, Ryan Sage, he had hair in 2004. Now he doesn't. He's built for speed. Talking about speed, we'll be right back. Just like that. Round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, Type S. Ding, ding. It is fight. Let's go. What do you got, Brian? We're running down the drag strip, Irwindale Speedway. This is your motorsports complex. Playing host. This is a house of drift. I mean, this place has never seen more more fans than a Formula Drift event. I mean, this is an iconic track. It's it's held, the killer 8 things. They do like demolition derbies, jumping, like they jump
buses, trailers.
Yeah, dude. The boats.
The night of destruction.
The night of destruction. It was on a Tuesday.
It was,
I'm joking.
yeah, but paid for the whole seat.
It did, but you only use the edge. There we go. Gittin Jr. out here, 2-time Formula Drift champion, rejoins the Formula Drift Championship. He had a quick season by design. He's been doing off-road. He's been doing a lot of RTR. He's ready to rock, but obviously ready to roll right now because there was no rocking. There was just a rolling right there on initiation. I saw him earlier over in his pit, and he says, dude, I'm feeling good, like riding a bike. He is back at it like a track addict in his Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. It's a mouthful. It's a faceful. He's going to get the fast pass into the top 32. Who he's going to go against is TBD, but he's feeling confident.
Yeah, well, I mean, remember Atlanta? Comes in, takes some time off, hits up Atlanta.
Sweeps the leg.
Yep, absolutely crazy.
The leg. All right, Dimitri Brutsky and Rudy Hansen are our first official battle of our battle brackets and our, again, seeding brackets, Brutsky and Hansen. So it'll be Daniel Stuke versus Gittin Jr. in the grade 8. Now, this is bragging rights. You really just want to get past this point. So Brutsky and Hansen are essentially on the bubble to get into the 32, into game day tomorrow. Is your kind of spidey senses going either way towards Hansen or Brutsky after watching practice? Anything stand out to you?
Brutsky spent a bunch of time with his hood off, which I thought was kind of interesting. I know there was a bunch of work done to get him back out here. I believe the company was Bold Cars involved with that, so he's got a lot of work that went in, a bunch of teams that helped out, blew an engine in Utah, got back here. I mean, that's what it takes. But Rudy Hansen's been just regularly, he just doesn't stop driving. He's always out at events. His wife's out at events. They're competing. I think she just got her license too.
Yep.
Crazy. Be a family affair at the track next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, it really, really could go either way. Both incredible products of our Pro Spec series, moving on up with it. So They've gone against each other a few times. I have to go back and look at the stats to see what the win rate is, but honestly, this could go either way.
All right, so yes, let's see Hansen and Brutsky. Hansen and Brutsky as we are getting ready. And again, these guys, again, going pro spec to pro, and they want to make sure that Bold Cars was definitely talking about Brutsky's team, that team never settled. Well, Bold Cars helped them get here, and as Jacob said, popped an engine in Utah, got it out here. So Brutsky will be out front. Hansen, he is left in the dust. Where are you? Rudy Hansen, oh, he answers the call. But look at that, Brutsky initiates, he backs off. Hansen, maybe a smart decision because basically Brutsky initiated, backed off, and that's going to definitely hurt Brutsky as Hansen in this lead position, or excuse me, in the chase position, is led incorrectly. That might be an incomplete because, again, take this into consideration. Is that a chaseable lead run?
Right.
That's where it really comes into play because if Hansen was on him, where could he go? Watch this. Watch how aggressively, unfortunately, Brutsky drops.
Yeah, it's super weird because it took Hansen to get up. I mean, that looks like a straight and a reinitiation. Hansen did a good job in the chase past that point because he pretty much had to, but it's one of those you just don't know what's happening with the lead car there. And Brutsky had a really good run up, and Hansen actually struggled to keep up in the very beginning, almost like he missed a gear. And then the rest of this run looks fine. It's just really obscure.
Yeah, I think it ended up working out well for Hansen because if he was in tow very closely, like look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles back, Brutsky, you see him tapping the brakes, the car grips up and shoots over. Take this into consideration too, Jacob, that earlier today, it was warm, a little wind, I would say high 70s, maybe almost eclipse, hitting that 80, I was talking Fahrenheit, not Celsius there, Canadian, but all joking aside, that the temperatures have dropped significantly. The track conditions, you can see little bit of slickness out there on course. How does that, change the setup of the vehicles, the cars gripping up? And, we've seen this in previous years on how the cars change.
Yeah, having a cold morning to start out practice is really beneficial for the drivers. A lot of them were telling me it was really tacky and the cars were very gripped up, so they have some time with it, but let's get back to it.
Not much. Here we go. Hansen initiating there. Not as high, but consistent. So giving a better review of what's going on here now. Past that inside clip, transitions past, allowing Rudy Hansen, good angle there. Brutsky, he's on the inside line as Hansen, he does keep it sideways, but barely gets it out to that second outside zone and goes through that finish line. So, this is one of those scenarios where we really have tried to force the judge's hand of saying, look, no one more times. Don't reward saying, hey, those are both in superior runs. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, at the end of the day, Rudy Hansen had a run. Wasn't incredible, but he did get the run done without any massive mistakes that would be consistent with zero. I mean, I would have liked that transition to be a little bit quicker, a little bit snappier, but at the end of the day, he was able to get through it. Brutsky, I mean, played it relatively safe. If it was me, which it's not because I'm not this good of a driver, I would have been trying to get on his door through the entire thing just to try and prove a point or maybe cause an error in the lead there. But regardless, they got it all sorted. Rudy Hansen was able to put down a run. The judges obviously will have a conversation about, was that first lead run from Dmitry Brutsky unchaseable? Was it a zero? I'll say one thing. It wasn't great. I'm sure it's not the run that Brutsky would have liked to put down.
No, most definitely. All right, so taking a look at it again, I think Brutsky just unfortunately had some mistakes there on that lead run, and then here on the chase, I think Hansen did enough, but we will see. So again, team never settle. Will he advance on to 32? Slide him right for Rudy Hansen. Rudy Hansen and Team Hansen gets the victory. He advances on into here our grade 8 of our seeding bracket. So Hansen advances on and will secure a position notably into our top 32 game day tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to have a conversation with Dmitry, see what was going on, see what the issue was, and
it's got to be a lot doing both. Again, those are the double duty boys, right? They both did pro spec, they both did pro. That's a hard ask. Excited about this run. This is a big one. Robert Thorne. Talk about pro spec. You know, a pro spec champion a couple seasons ago, and then most recently, Ben Hobson last year jumps over to pro, gets handed the keys to one heck of a hot rod, that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 550, which is a cable machine, but it's different than what he was driving before. He was driving an S chassis. This is a massive battle of significance here, moving on into the 32. Andrew Smedegaard, ASM, BMW, Ben Hobson, and that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 550. The Type S lights are ablaze in here on both the vehicles. Now past that inside clip. Hobson in practice earlier was really putting it down. Looks like consistent line from Robert Thorne. You know, Robert, he's really trying to get that set up and get that side grip. Looks like he's got it right now in that BMW. And Ben Hobson, he's hanging tough, but definitely could have had closer proximity. Overall, a good run for Ben Hobson. I think that, again, Robert Thorne, he really put the car in the right places.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of drivers taking the bite, taking the grip out of the car, making them much easier to drive, and that is what I'm seeing here with Robert Thorne. That car is up on the wall. It's very smooth. It's consistent. We see a few movements of the front steering wheel there. Ben Hobson looks like he gets lost in the smoke a little bit. Transitions a bit too early, puts him on a much tighter inside line. Does a good job to get back into the pocket before they get to this inside clip. Finish the run strong, but I mean, Ben Hobson's going to have to throw down an absolute heater. The upside is, with these RTR Mustangs, they are the fastest cars out on track. They are
sideways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not drag racing.
No.
So the side bite that these cars have, and they're when they're on, they're on. And obviously, we saw that with James Dean. Last year really had struggles. So this isn't taken away from Ben Hobson's talent or potential talent behind the wheel of this car. I hate to just kind of talk over you, but like, we're now seeing James Dean really rise to the occasion behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah, hardest cars to drive here, but the most rewarding when you get it right. That's
well said.
Easiest way to put it.
Well said. Here we go. Ben Hobson now out front. Let's see if he can put the rubber where it meets the road with those Nitto tires. He initiates into that big bank there, the signature bank of Irwindale. You can see the those lights there on the front. That's Acceleron. Look at Thorne. He is the thorn in the side of Ben Hobson. He takes an interesting transition there past that inside clip. He does get that proximity here. Ben Hobson on it. He's got the clean air. He's looking definitely more comfortable, but Robert Thorne is making his presence felt. He's right there. Hobson gets out there. A good lead run for Robert Thorne, but Thorne, again, more seat time. He's getting more familiar with that vehicle. He is a traditional racer that's gone drifting as opposed to sometimes drifters go racing. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, Ben Hobson got this mostly dialed, but it took him about halfway around the bank before he got it into the spot that he needed to. And in that amount of time, Robert Thorne did not leave his side. Transition very tight, got a little bit too aggressive there from Robert Thorne, but then able to get back in and got into that second outside zone earlier than the way that Hobson did. So, man, I mean, Thorne really, really pushing things, pushing the pace, not afraid to get into the side of that gigantic Mustang. Happy to see Ben Hobson finally finding his place in this car.
Yeah.
It took a little bit, it took a lot of trial and error, but he's there. The question is this good enough to take out Robert Thorne, who had just an incredible chase run?
Yeah, just that little mistake there on that inside clip. You see him quickly adjust, even post it, but then adapts, conforms, gets right there to the side of Ben Hobson. And this, again, this is just a really interesting battle here. Pro spec, again, just the last four drivers, you know, between Hansen making the jump, you know, obviously Brutsky making the jump. Here's another couple pro spec drivers. Dude, our field is going to be stacked with pro spec drivers. Dude, Cam Sorensen, 13 years old, the youngest, you know, Amanda, Brandon, now Cam is joining the Sorensen Drift Camp. Here we go, slide him left for Thorne, or right for Ben Hobson, and Robert Thorne gets the victory. Thorne advances on. So again, not a takeaway of Ben Hobson's talent at all this season. This has been one heck of a learning season for Ben Hobson. Again, give him his flowers, as the kids say. And again, just overall, I mean, I would have to say that, you know, Ben just didn't have it.
Yeah.
He just didn't have it against Thorne. Thorne had just a little more sauce.
Yeah, I agree. Just altogether had a better set of runs. And yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I'm hoping that Ben sticks it out with the RTR. I'd love to see how he's able to develop with it, and to see what Ben looks like going into next year.
So Robert Thorne advances on. He's 32, and again, talk about, like I said, this traditional racer going drifting. He's having a blast. That ASM BMW, and seeing him, you know, previously at Grid Life, earlier this year at Road America, drifting, gripping, ripping, and now, you know, you get Nate Hamilton, Chris Forsberg, all these drifters, you know, Grant Anderson, you know, a lot of these guys are TJ Hunt are going in those rapscallion, those rush vehicles. I love that. So they're going road racing, which I think is really cool. So, you know, motorsports, man, if you got talent, it's unflappable.
Yeah, and getting discipline in a few different motorsports can help, and we've seen that with a lot of these drivers who've put a toe into different things and come out a better driver.
Here we go, talking about toe. Let's talk about the toe stepping in, the lone rotary of Kyle the Menace Mohan going against D-Matt. Derek Madison put in that video earlier this week. He says, dude, I'm ready to come back. I got a fresh car. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna put this thing on the box. Like, a lot of talk, dude. A lot of talk. D-Mads, you got to deliver that Fuel Lab vehicle. As we're taking a look at the S chassis, Kyle the Menace Mohan lives just down the road. I'm sure he's going to sleep in his own bed tonight and come back refreshed if he makes it 32. Can he do it? He's going against St. Louis's own Derek Madison. Kyle the Menace Mohan, again, Renewable Lubricants, Mazda RX-8 initiates. Derek Madison needs to join the conversation. Slide into those DMs right there on the side. There goes Kyle the Menace Mohan, transitioning past the inside clip into that inner bank, that outside zone 2. Puts it right there. That RX-8 is looking tight. Derek Madison, look, he's outside that line. Where are you at, D-Mads? He's talking a lot of game. Can he deliver? And then goes into that last outside zone. There it is. So again, Madison, he was on that inside line. He needs to be involved, and Mohan ripped through.
Yeah, Derek had a couple of spots where he really could have got back in the battle here. So Kyle a little bit off the line there, not quite as up to the wall as we'd like to see. So Derek had an opportunity to cut the line with him to catch up. Now through this transition, Derek falls back a little bit. But Kyle Mohan really locks into the second outside zone. Gets the car dialed on throttle the whole time. That was the opportunity right there where Derek could have slid the car in, really shown that he could get the tandem, he could get the proximity, and then from there, you're able to establish a little bit more dominance and really get the judges to sway a bit more on your side. So right after this transition is where I'd like to have seen Derek dive in and get the proximity, but he wasn't able to. And even here, you know, just get in as close as you can and then sink in next to Kyle, but
wasn't working out.
Just wasn't working out for Derek. Now he's gonna, he really has to crush the first outside zone. He's got to have a much better outside zone 1 than Kyle does to even really be in contention for the rest of this battle. But we'll see what happens.
Oh boy, look at this. We got our starter, Matt Sopa, there looking underneath Kyle Mohan's car. All right, Derek Madison, they're saying, maybe look at his car. I don't know. Both cars maybe having a little bit issues here, but Kyle the Menace Mohan, he jumps too.
Yeah, Derek's had a few things that have gone back and forth.
Oh, look at that. Look real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but they're wiping the windshield. Yeah. Is there oil being sprayed on his vehicle?
Well, it could also have been sprayed off the rotary. I mean, I've heard rotaries are not the fan of keeping the oil inside of the engine. So
they have a release valve.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, Derek, he gave him a little wave. He says, let's wipe that windscreen down. Those lights there on the windscreen, again, are accel and decel lights. So, again, green, you got forward acceleration. Yellow, you're kind of at a moot point, and it's not, again, think of a pendulum in the middle of the vehicle and where that weight goes. And then red, obviously, decel. Here we go. So we are leaving the start line. Derek Madison leaving that start line. Both of them are on blue, so neither of them are actually working, so that's not ideal. But here we go. Derek Madison initiates. He's low on that bank. He's low on that bank, giving an opportunity here for Kyle Mohan. Good transition past that inside clip for Derek Madison. He is low, and there goes Kyle Mohan. Both of them are into that outside zone 2. And now past that second inside clip. So both of them having mistakes on either side. I mean, let's just call it what it is, unfortunately, for both the drivers. Definitely, if you want to advance past the 32, regardless of who goes on, you're going to need to step it up.
Yeah, definitely have to step it up. It looks like Derek kind of just gripped the car up and then started to push really shallow through that section, comes off the wall, not able to get the proximity through this transition point. Kyle's way, way back, but starts to put things in a little bit deeper there. I don't know if Derek even maybe might have tapped the wall through that section. What I do like that I'm seeing from Kyle here is he stays further back. He stays on the proper line. He doesn't just immediately try to dive into the side of Derek Madison. He holds the same line that Derek's got, just with proximity that's not as good. But when you've got a driver who's not really on the top of their game right now, getting into the side of them can just create more issues than it's going to solve. So look at this. Really good job mirror from Kyle Mohan, just maybe not the proximity that we'd want.
I think it's also spotter awareness.
Yeah.
You know, that's where your spotter, you know, here we are at Irwindale. You could really see all of the course. We have a lot of cameras here, just with the history of coming here for 21 years. The judges are still requesting a side-by-side, and I think it's just, like I said, here they are in the, you know, seating brackets. If they advance on into 32, whichever one, they're really going to need to rise to the occasion, not just figuratively, literally on the bank and tighten it up. So let's take a look at our BC Racing custom coilover side-by-side.
Yeah, so obviously we're just trying to understand who had better leads and then better chase. I mean, it's the best way to put it. So the things I'm looking at here is the lead car. How long are they in the zone? How much are they holding in the zone? And how stable are they through it? And then with the chase, are they on a good line in the chase? And if so, do they get good proximity? And it's tough to say. The first outside zone was kind of a wash for both of them. I would say Kyle Mohan had a better second outside zone. And then looking at the chases, I mean, Kyle did have a better line in the chase, but Derek was able to get a bit more proximity. So it could still go either way. There is no one more times in the seating bracket. The judges do have to make a call. So we'll see. Regardless, though, as you said, got to clean it up.
Yeah, so whoever advances on here is locked in for 32. And again, this is potentially where the judges want it one more time. Is that kind of? Yeah, maybe you'd wish you'd have it one more time. But again, these are C's. They're passing, but nothing crazy extracurricular. They didn't stay after class and get extra credit.
Yeah.
But there is a winner. Kyle the Menace Mohan gets the win. D-Mads is done. That is a wrap for that Fuel Lab S chassis. Again, love the spirit, love the energy. Derek Madison, always a good time on and off track. Got the party shirts on. Kyle Mohan moves on here in our seating brackets. Those names you see: Stuke, Gittin Jr, Hansen, and Robert Thorne dog. Every dog has a thorn. You know, when you go down to.
I thought it was roses, but yeah, hot dog.
No, yeah, Thorne dogs.
Yeah.
You haven't been to Thorne dogs?
No,
Oh, dude.
I gotta go.
Oh, get down to Thorne dogs. Austin Schlegel loves a Thorne dog. Yeah, he just texted me.
Not even shocked.
Not even shocked.
Not even shocked.
Kyle Mohan advances on, and he's going against Ghostman.
Yeah.
He's going against Knight Rider. All right, so again, Mohan advances on, but he gets and this is bragging rights as far as those 5 drivers that I just mentioned, because Mohan will advance on to the 4. But right now, we're talking about Federico Sharifo. He had a battle with the wall. I fought the wall, and the wall always wins. That Pennzoil Ferrari, and we got a restart.
We do have a restart. Okay. Caught the light.
Yeah, against Diego Higa from Brazil. He's got a fan base that is ravenous. A cone was hit. So a restart there for Federico and Higa.
Yeah, Higa's practice runs have looked incredible, and after, I mean, Fede had a big hit, really, really big hit. I mean, the whole side of that car was non-existent. So the fact that he got it back together, and then his practice runs afterwards looked really, really good. Take a look at some of our stats. This is from 2020 all the way up until today. Higa's got 1 win over it, so, you know, overall match wins 9-9, so pretty even there.
He's getting more comfortable with that car. I'm talking about Higa.
Yeah.
You know, Federico, the conundrum with that Ferrari is it's exotic, it's unique, it's Italian. I love it. And it's just got a certain, you know, personality to it. But it being one of one, it's hard to rebuild, like you said, taking that vehicle out. So, but right now, it looks like we got a clean start. Oh, and as I see, Diego Higa spins out, and that looked like it was definitely unprovoked through Federico Sharifo. As he continues on, this could be a major advantage for Fetty, even though he is not out there right now. A lot of these drivers struggling with that second outside zone. Going past that inside clip, didn't hit that last little box ticket, and man, Higa, just like that, jumps out of the car.
Yeah, there were sparks that I saw fly out from underneath that car after he kind of spun, so I don't know if something major happened. Sparks mean nothing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some hunk of metal that's making contact with the track, and it's just, what part of the car was that? Yeah, you can see it right there. So not entirely sure what happened to Higa. There is bits of metal flying out. There is Yeah, that is not great. But you can actually see.
Holy cow.
And then afterwards, there's little hunks of metal. So hopefully that is not oil. Hopefully that's not an engine that popped and there's oil everywhere. You know.
Yeah, I'd have to assume and confirm, but we'll take a look. Only reason Jacob's saying that, just putting oil on the track, but yeah, just like that, quickly popping the hood. And yeah, I'm seeing brooms. We'll get kitty litter out there. Yeah, it's relieving itself on the track.
I mean, thankfully he's offline for this. So, you know, we really.
Well, where it started was from the finish line, but yes, we have seen worse.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's been a few big ones. JTP in Orlando. I remember Ken Gucci in St. Louis was another good one. Yeah.
Definitely violent. So Diego Higa, the Brazilian driver, you know, like I said, was really catching his stride behind the wheel of that 86, and unfortunately, like you said, the sparks, the metal, the oil, all that, definitely don't want to see that. No. That is, you don't want that on your bingo card.
Well, and you also don't want to win like that either, right? No driver wants to go advance on because their opponent had a mechanical. Like there's a lot of pride within these drivers that if they want to beat somebody, they want to beat them heads up, and you know. So.
Well, Federico has a major advantage here. We have one more battle after this. Forrest Wang versus Ryan Litteral, which we haven't seen Wang in quite a bit. Ryan Litteral's got a new livery.
I know.
He's just down the freeway. That Sunoco Sim Magic livery looking good. This, you know, looks Vegas inspired. But as we clean up the track here, you can see Diego Higa and our crew here cleaning it up. Let's take a break and let's take a look at Kevin's corner. He is down on the ground, putting up the clock. He's in the driver's faces. He's running things down there on the ground. So let's take a look at Kevin's corner while we clean up the track here and advance on here with our seeding brackets, round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship.
Hi, my name is Kevin Wells, Competition Director of Formula Drift, and we're here in Salt Lake City for round 7 of the Pro Championship. This is a different event because it actually has a lot of elevation, so that hurts the horsepower, and we also have a new course layout, basically custom outer zone that's using a runoff area. So that's making it a little bit difficult for the drivers to see, but sets them up better for the next 2 outer zones. A little more?
Do a catch.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do the tie rod. The tie rod is done.
I was hoping I could just rotate the unit. Right there. Yep, that'll do it.
Hey!
Looks like Litteral has some play in his passenger front wheel, maybe some loose hardware on the knuckle, so he's got 3 minutes left. Minute 30.
Looks like when Kazuya initiated, him and Hobson made contact, and Hobson definitely did a big bunny hop, but I don't know if the wheel-to-wheel contact, which usually causes that, I don't know if it was the front or the rear, but there's marks on both, so they're just changing rear tires and changing the left front. So hopefully everything's okay and they can get back out there.
Hey, can you check up the side? I initiated normally, and then was coming hot. That was, you know, I totally understand that's a racing accident, but they are saying the judges are saying careful. So I'm kind of lost, but only I need to do is just, you know, do whatever we need for the second lap.
That's kind of in the moment the other day.
You're good. You're good.
But once I looked at you and you're splitting hairs, you see how immediately I was like,
Okay.
It matters to you guys.
It does.
We understand that.
Shared fault.
Shared fault.
Shared fault? Was that the most airtime you've ever had in this Mustang?
Yeah, probably so.
It looks pretty good.
Thanks, dude. What happens when they dump the laundry on you?
They can check the rear air pressure, right?
Nope.
Hey, whoa! Don't whoa!
Hey, hey.
Don't check it!
You can't.
Oh.
Got to be on the ground, close, driving away. So let's... 5, 4, 3, 2. Castro's out, didn't make us 5. All right, we're running. Let's do this.
This is not our official, though. It's given.
Yeah, this is a free 5. Both of you got them. She running warm or what?
It's just warm after 2 back-to-backs.
Ah.
Keep the hood off?
It's up to you.
Hey, can I keep the hood off?
Yep. That'll help.
That doesn't count for touching, right?
No, that was humorous.
I'm gonna kill the entire guy if it's their fault again, I swear to God. First it's the valve stem.
That sounds like a great idea, because it wasn't my fault. It was the tire guy. I like that. Damn tire guy.
Man. Great.
You almost gave away all the secrets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my script, if I had one, would say Odie moves on. Because my camera's on.
Goodbye, Utah.
I'm Ryan Turk, and I'm super proud to announce Rain-X's all-new wiper blade design, the Turkin SUV Heavy Duty Series.
Whoa, whoa, cut! Ryan, it's the truck and SUV blade. It says it right there.
These new blades are specifically designed for truck and SUV windshields. They're tougher and built for rugged weather. Like I said, the all-new Rain-X truck and SUV blade, engineered not to be turked in tough conditions and built for your truck or SUV. Get a pair today, only at AutoZone. I mean, I still like the idea of a Turkin SUV blade.
Turn your passion into a career at the University of Northwestern Ohio. From high performance to automotive, diesel, and everything in between, you'll find a degree that will get you a job.
Students that go through our programs have fantastic experiences and they come out getting good job placements.
70% hands-on, no out-of-state tuition, and accredited degrees in trades that are in high demand all across the country.
10 out of 10. If you even think this is the right place for you, you better just go.
Learn more about your future at unoh.edu.
You looking for a little trouble? You like watching things get broken? Like barriers? Glass ceilings? And records? In this playoff season, we're looking for you.
Join us at Toyota Racing.
Look at that Ditto tire just ripped.
been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
Welcome back after a little track cleanup here. We are looking at Federico Sharifo, and are we finding out, is Diego Higa advancing? Is he fixing his vehicle? We are getting the throat chop here. So it looks like Fetty, again, he sent me a message and said, hey, super proud of my team. They got the car strapped back together, and he is feeling confident. He says, very proud of my team. They put the car, had a few practice laps, but he's charged up and he's ready to go. So Federico will advance on after this bye run. So Fetty will go against either Forrest Wang or Ryan Litteral. And yeah, you definitely I'm seeing a photo of Diego Higa's internals being external, and that's not how you want it.
Yeah, it's not where you keep your engine parts. You gotta keep those on the inside.
Gotta keep on the inside, baby. All right, so this will be a bye run for Federico Sharifo, and he will advance on. Yes. Got one more battle left of our 16. All right, warming up those tires, and he will be ripping through. So again, one more battle here in this seeding bracket 16. Already in Daniel Stuke versus Gittin Jr. Rudy Hansen versus Robert Thorne. It'll be Kyle Mohan versus Fast Pass into Final Four. And then Federico versus Forrest Wang. All right, let's lay out listen to Fiorella, this Ferrari here of Federico Sharifo.
To listen to.
Nah. Yeah.
All the cylinders.
All right. So again, win here in the 16. You advance on. And there it is. So Wang and Litteral, our final battle. You can see Mohan. That was originally coming to this round of competition. Joao Barrion or Mike Power. Again, if you're a Mike Power fan, be sure to look at social media. He explains what's going on. And Joao Barrion making the jump from Brazil, another Brazilian driver. He is not here at this round of competition, but again, a few drivers that have bounced around. Forrest Wang, we haven't seen him in a minute, but Ryan Litteral, new livery, looking good from Colton, California. The Sunoco S15, the RB Army. That new livery.
Yep. We got the 909 versus the 808, RB versus JZ, some green on green action.
That's true, right?
It's pretty sick.
A lot of Hulk.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line here. Who gets to keep a green livery? I think that's what's going to happen.
Eat your greens.
Yep.
Out front is Forrest Wang. Forrest Wang chasing, Ryan Litteral chasing down Forrest Wang. Here we go, initiating. Forrest stays high with that Yellow Speed Racing S chassis. Now past that inside clip. Ooh, Ryan Litteral taking a tighter line there. And Forrest Wang looks like he is keeping it on the outside line. Here the pop in into that second outside zone and finally into that last outside box. And Forrest Wang hits all the necessary points. Litteral kind of struggling there. Love the new livery, but we'll see if it pays off. Las Vegas inspired. See, place your bets.
Yeah, and Ryan Litteral super aggressive on that run up. I mean, almost catches the rear bumper of Forrest Wang, who does a phenomenal job out the lead. And really, really love to see him on this track. I mean, the only thing I think we're missing there is just a big swing of the rear across that inside clip. But Forrest Wang, lots of angle, lots of speed to this. And right here, Ryan Litteral able to catch up kind of near the end, but just not able to get the timing right at initiation, and then spent the rest of the run just trying to make up for it at that point. The initiation is so key here in Irwindale, but we're going to swap back around, and let's see what Ryan Litteral's got now that he's out in the lead. Love seeing S15 on S15. So sick.
Yeah, great looking cars. Definitely, probably one of my favorite. I mean, just through the yesteryear, but competitive car. The aftermarket is available. Love, you see LSs, you see RBs, you see 2Js, and now we're going to see a winner who's advancing on into the top 32. Again, to win here, you advance on. And Ryan Litteral looking strong out front. That collab, excuse me. S-built RB, good angle from him. Ryan Litteral looking confident now out front, but is it enough to offset Forrest Wang's good lead run and also a chase run there as well? Oh, we got the one tire fire there from Ryan Litteral on that right-hand side, the new livery. Let's get some fire extinguishers over there for that is lit early. Ryan literally, it's lit. There we go. Spraying it out, making sure it's all good. Fiberglass. And just the tire debris builds up. All right, let's get in there and make sure it's all good. Livery is baked. And our judges are analyzing the run here. Ryan just quickly steps outside the vehicle. Looks like he's all right. Let's take a look at it again here, Jacob.
Yeah, so Ryan Litteral, it looked like the initiation went well to begin with, but just so much grip in that car, not able to get it back up onto the bank. It took until the end of the first outside zone for him to really fill at that point, but then puts on the rocket as he flies through that inside clip, and then through the second outside zone, things look much better for Ryan Litteral there. But Forrest Wang not getting in a ton of proximity, but does a really good job through mirroring, and yeah, looks really, really good. And looks like our fans agree with that, with the online votes going on in the YouTube chat. That,
saying 88% Wang.
88. All right.
The fans tuning in, they're watching, and I would just say that Litteral's chase was not as aggressive as Forrest Wang's there. You see it. Yeah. He had some mistakes. Definitely could tighten it up, but I think that was going to be enough to force the hand of the judges.
Yeah, and a big backfire there, and then things get a little
spicy. A little spicy for Ryan Litteral. Yes, it was lit. I mean, he sold that like a WWE wrestler, man. I feel like Vince McMahon was here in the building, just being like, "Come on, man, it's lit." Like he was about it. It was definitely give him the spark, no pun intended. As Forrest Wang gets a 1, gets a 2, and a 3 votes. Forrest Wang gets the win. Ryan Litteral, and unfortunately the Sunoco Sim Magic. Talking about the collab RB built S chassis. New livery, so it looks like the battle of the green with envy goes to Forrest Wang. Forrest Wang advances on. He'll be in the 32. All right, so we are hearing that Gittin Jr., we saw him on that bye run. He's calling a competition timeout. So interestingly enough, talking about how confident he is, we are going to take a break and ice Daniel Stuke, or we're not, but Gittin Jr. is, because he needs to take a look at the car. And that brings up a great point. You have one competition timeout here in seating brackets, and you get one here, and you also, that does not impede on you have another competition timeout in main competition tomorrow. So again, you have one here, and then you have one on the in the head-to-head in 32. So we'll be moving on to Hansen and Thorne.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to this battle. Robert Thorne really has been on a heater all the way through practice. He's been putting down a lot of runs. He's been getting real vocal too in a lot of the drivers' meetings. Like I think he's now comfortable, feels more and more like a veteran, feels more and more like he's putting in time here. And
he's proven himself.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with it. It's not the best season we've seen out of him, but when he starts to get dialed in, when he gets that momentum in, and you see it early on in practice, you know the rest of the weekend's going to go well for him.
Yeah.
So should be really, really good. And Rudy Hansen, I mean, rookie year, still trying to feel it out. It's going to take a little bit, but he'll get there.
Yeah, he's very tenacious. Seems like the team has a lot of fun. They have a camp that is doing fun graphics, doing T-shirts. Again, it looked like he rode his jet ski here. Yep. Just overall, Thorne. He's just kind of again traditional road racer, but I like you said, outspoken in drivers' meetings. He's earned his opinion. Here we go. Robert Thorne out front in that ASM BMW initiates, and looks like it's a restart.
I think we had a cone hit Robert Thorne just as he was about to leave.
Nicked it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough start here. I mean, it's It's the same.
Yeah, you're on that bank, and when you
Yeah, the back end can slip out a little bit. There's a little bit of camber to the track out there, as you can kind of see just from this view.
And again, this will be a restart here. Robert Thorne will be out front. Rudy Hansen chasing him down. This is was intended to be a second battle of the Grade 8 here in seeding brackets. At this point, this is bragging rights because they are in 32, and that chase driver can leave just a little bit. See, look at that. I mean, the attitude of the car, almost getting into the wall. Robert Thorne getting aggressive. This is great track time. That's how they have to look at this. And Thorne utilizing all of it, gets up on the wall, gets up on the bank, the car very settled. And you can see just that confidence going into this, like, all right, I'm locked and loaded. Now let's put it down for our town. Robert Thorne does that. Hansen, not as deep as Thorne, not the closest proximity. Now bring it across the finish line.
Oh, Robert Thorne.
That got sketchy 5,000, brother. Ooh. Back off. And yeah, Thorne maxed out that angle, almost threw up the roadblock on Hansen, and Hansen, he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, really, really tough there. But Robert Thorne, I mean, good initiation there. Gets up onto the wall, gets really settled. You can see him flirting with that left foot brake as that rear brake light flashing on and off. Rudy Hansen does a good job in the chase here. Now, swings a little bit wide, and then Rudy Hansen starts his dive as Robert Thorne enters the second outside zone, but adds a bit too much angle, slows up just a little bit, but he's really smart about how he gains the proximity back there as Robert Thorne hawking everything at it. Yeah, Rudy Hansen really didn't have anywhere else to go. You're supposed to cross the finish line with kind of care and control of the vehicle, so that might come into play if this battle gets really, really close later on. But yeah, just Robert Thorne, very, very sturdy, very clean and smooth throughout that run.
Sturdy.
Yeah, it was sturdy. You're gonna build a house on that.
Our house is a very, very, yeah, there we go.
I was thinking in the middle of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle
of this track.
Yep.
No singing, yeah.
No singing.
No one's here for a singing.
All right, so here we go. Let's alternate the order. Hansen and Thorne. Hansen leaving that line. Let's see what he can do out front as Thorne. Look at it. Look at it. He takes a little angle at it, gains some proximity. He's lost in that smoke, gets shaken up. Hansen a little bit lower. He's pulling away from him, so doesn't have the proximity. Hansen, again, look at that car gripping up. It shoots on the inside, and that allows Thorne to catch up. So look at how Hansen is really just modifying that car to really position it in the right spot because Hansen was low. So you got to figure that's going to be a faster line as opposed to getting higher. So had to adapt and then really transform his vehicle and get it in the right spot.
Yeah, it took a little bit for Hansen to really light the car off, and Thorne goes to the correct line while Rudy is a little bit further down in the bank. And as Jared said, that tighter line will mean that the car is faster. It's able to get through the track much quicker. It takes a minute for Robert Thorne to realize what's going on, then cuts the track and gets back in. But Rudy Hansen here, he's got his tires basically barely in that zone, and these are really big zones for this section, so it's kind of two wheels not in, not really two wheels off, but I mean, yeah, two wheels just not in the zone. But you can see just the amount of damage that this car has taken. Rudy Hansen is driving the heck out of this all year.
And we talked about the double duty boys, you know, Hansen, Brutsky, all those. Hansen drives the same car in both. Brutsky's got two separate cars, right. But regardless, Hansen, you're in the show tomorrow, 32, but Thorne gets the win. Thorne advances on just placement of the car, adapting to that chase run that Hansen was, you know, lower as you described. You know, and this track, this is basically, you know, this is playing at Chavez Ravine. This is playing at Wrigley Field. You know the track. You know what to expect. I mean, shoot, I remember years ago going to Seattle. We went to a house party, the Drift Alliance guys.
Oh, no.
And, yeah, it was awesome. And they were playing D1 GP, and they wanted me to announce. They wanted the pro drivers to drive it, and it was here at Irwindale. That was like year, 06. So like, I mean, this is years ago. Speaking of Gittin Jr, you know, an OG here coming back and joining us, but looks like, is he joining us? And we are.
I think so. I thought I saw him.
Yep, there he is. Okay. Yep, he is pulling up. I saw his spotter come up here and say, I don't know if he's going to make. Yep, he is. So he was surprised.
They just like to build drama. That's all it is. They love it.
Oh, they love it. Yeah. Love it. All right, so here we are with this battle. Again, Stuke and Gittin Jr. are in top 32. So let's see Let's see what we got. And Stuke will be out front in that M-Spec Performance S15, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Monster Energy, Ford Mustang RTR. All right, Stuke initiate. Oh, Vaughn, look at that thing. You talk about that grip. He just jumped up. Look at that. I mean, there's smoke, there's flames, there's fire. Transitioning past, the car grips up. Look at the slingshot. And look at, he was left foot braking. That left, I mean, the front left was lighting up. I mean, this looks like 4th of July here in October. I mean, this is an absolute sideshow. That was insane.
Yeah, that was, I mean, this is Vaughn. Vaughn is the kind of driver that comes into practice and like from run one just starts pushing people around. I mean, he's a very patient man, but he has no patience when it comes to this. He is there to push. He is there to make the lead driver drive as hard as they possibly can. That's what's incredible about Vaughn Gittin Jr. Now, Stuke takes a little bit to get into the full section of that outside zone. Wasn't until the latter half, and then right here, look at Vaughn. Just okay, where do you want to go? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Keeps pushing the pace, keeps trying to hold that back. And we have such a juxtaposition here, too. We have one of the heaviest cars on grid versus the lightest car on grid. Two very different tire sizes, two very different designs, engines. So really, really cool to see. And it really does highlight as well just how massive these Mustangs are. You look at the S15 of Stuke there in front. So yeah, good run. I mean, those, I'm not going to lie, those backfires are cool from the RTR. They spook me a little bit. There's a lot of nitrous running in those cars, so it's like...
Like I said, it was 4th of July, but it is October, so it's a little bit spooky. I'm sorry you're scared. Are you okay?
I'm a little nervous.
Are you scared?
I don't want to blow an engine. I don't know.
Oh, boy, here we go. You know what? Risk it for the biscuit. Come on. Vaughn Gittin Jr., he shows up and just ran. I mean, like I said, he was feeling confident, but he had to call the competition timeout. That does not affect the competition timeout of the 32. So here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. out front. He's got the clean air. Expect a big run here. And again, this is for bragging rights. So this is a good opportunity for him to get more track time, as again he is doing definitely a limited season for him. His other two teammates, James Dean and Ben Hobson, doing the entirety of the season. I understand that Chelsea Nova, last year's champion, is in the building.
He is.
And so have seen him bounce it around here. So maybe we'll have some words with him tomorrow. That'd be awesome to wrap out with Mr. DeNova. And here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. leads that line, and here we go. Looks like no cones were hit. We got a clean start here. Vaughn Gittin Jr. initiates. Stuke now jumps to the side of Vaughn Gittin Jr., but look how much that car is settled. Stuke struggles there a little bit. Massive angle there from the Ford Mustang. Now transitions past that inside clip. Good past the traditional start finish in that second outside zone. Look at Vaughn Gittin Jr. Massive angle. Come on, the car goes fast sideways and goes straight. Look at this thing. Stuke taking a tighter line past that second inside clip and finished it, put a bow on it. And that Monster Energy crack a monster. That was a really solid run for Vaughn Gittin Jr. out front. How does that compare to, again, Stuke's lead versus lead, chase versus chase?
Yeah, I mean, Vaughn does not look like he has taken any time off. He is right back in it. It does take him a minute to really get back out to that wall, but just the way that he's able to come off the bank, transition super, super early, so the car is settled going through that inside clip. Not an easy thing to do. That gets it back out to the outside zone where we see Stuke having to cut a bit more line to get back into the pocket there, but he is consistent throughout. There's not massive wavering from Stuke on that run. Just would have liked to see kind of on a similar line with a bit more proximity, but yeah, I mean, those RTRs are just epic, but I will say that M-Spec performance car, very fast.
I know you're a big fan. Again, I love S chassis, always a fan of S15s, but like you said, just, you know, one of the most volatile, I guess is the words that I can think of. When it's like a, you know, no pun intended, it's a Mustang. It's a bucking Bronco, and once you harness that thing, it's like watching Yellowstone, man. You're like, you calm that thing, you can harness it, and you got it, man. You're one with machine.
Vaughn's got the most experience in it, and you know he's the one who has to help the other drivers to get better on that chassis. So.
Yep. All right, here we go. Slide him left for Stuke or right for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Gets the win. Vaughn Gittin Jr. advances on. He's going to be going against Robert Thorne, and in the final four here of our seating brackets, Mohan still waits in the wings. He's going to go against either Federico Sharifo or Forrest Wang. All right, we'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll continue with the action here. Again, the Type S title fight here at the House of Drift, Irwindale, California.
ACT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
On race day, when you want to show everyone out there who's the best,
Here we go, Frederick Osborne.
you really need to be focused. I tell myself, I got this. I'm the best there is.
The star is Frederick Osborne.
You like watching things get broken? Like barriers, glass ceilings, and records. Then this playoff season, we're looking for you.
Join us at Toyota Racing.
Is this it?
This is it!
All right. The lights are on, and we are continuing to party here. Gittin Jr. and Robert Thorne are in the final four of our seeding brackets, and of course they are in top 32. Next up, we are going to be seeing, looks like, I don't know if Mohan's going to complete his bye run, but next battle officially will be Federico Sharifo versus Forrest Wang. What an exciting day. What's that? And, oh, okay.
So,
What?
Sounds like Federico is going to take the time tonight to make sure the car is ready to go for tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, that was a big hit earlier on today. Happy that he got the runs done. But let's take a look at our Drivers' Championship here. James Dean, you know, number one, 74 spread.
So you talked about it on the Outer Zone podcast.
Yeah.
What are the scenarios as far as locking of the championship?
According to the rule book, he essentially has to prove that he is ready to battle. He has to make it up to the line in order to get those points to show that he's ready to compete in top 32, which would give him enough points that even if he lost and Odi Bakshi's won the event, James Dean would still have a couple of points ahead of him. So
mathematically, as if James pulls to the line and he doesn't even win, it's
right.
his.
Right. So that's why we talked about, you know,
scenarios.
Do they practice tomorrow? Because if they practice, right? If they practice and he breaks, he can't make it to the line. There is a world in which Odi Bakshi's...
There's a slim chance that Odi wins the event.
This place crushes dreams, and it could happen. So that's why I'm not giving up on any of this.
Yeah.
Or they don't practice and he just pulls up to the line, but then you don't know, is the car actually ready?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and going through 2 rear ends, right? Like today.
Yeah.
Like that's
today.
that's what where the gremlins live here in Irwindale. It's just crazy. Like, feed them, get them wet. Like, again, don't do all those things. So this is a bye run for Kyle the Menace Mohan. He will advance on. He'll be going against him because we are hearing that Federico Sharifo is bowing out. He wants to talk about attrition, saving your car. Feddy goes hard on the wall. Let's lay out this. It's a rotary. Let's give respect is due. The Rotan clan. Shout out to Mad Mike Wadet. I don't know if he's watching, but Kyle the Menace Mohan on track. And there it is, Kyle the Menace Mohan ripping on into the Final Four. He will advance on. And again, it was intended to be Federico Sharifo and Forrest Wang, but Federico Sharifo bowed out here in the head-to-head seating bracket. So he says, Forrest Wang, go ahead, have some fun. I'm gonna save my car for tomorrow's main event. So that's his strategy and could work out, you know, but I think having the opportunity to, you know, rip through the course, it might benefit him. But again, going hard on the wall, I'm sure they're already probably thrashing the car. So here's that Yellow Speed Racing Vitor S chassis of Forrest Wang. Definitely always a crowd favorite. So again, didn't know we were grip racing here, but as doesn't initiate, just pulls around. And Forrest Wang will be going against Mohan in the Final Four of the seeding bracket. So Vaughn Gittin Jr., Robert Thorne, Kyle Mohan versus Forrest Wang.
Yeah, Gittin Thorne is going to be really good.
That's cool.
Thorne's on one. Like, he's on one. So, and then you got I mean, just an absolute legend of the sport. So this is a very good opportunity for Robert Thorne to kind of show his ability, show what he can do. And for Vaughn, I mean, it's okay, new guy, like, not today.
This is a trend, you know, that we're seeing, and you see it in multiple different sports disciplines, either it be motorsports, action sports, you know, stick and ball sports. I by no means do I want to say changing of the guard, but the rising stars really rise to the occasion. And to that point, and to Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s defense, he's doing a limited season, and what does he do? He taps the prospect talent.
Yeah.
And he taps into Ben Hobson. So he's no schlep. He knows you gotta, you know, evolve and really, you know, utilize your time, utilize your resources. You know, the RTR Laboratory in North Carolina, they're building cars, working with Ford Factory. I mean, doing Broncos, doing trucks, doing kind of all of it. So it's really cool to see somebody like that again. You know, you see it in NASCAR, you see it in F1, you see it in a lot of different sports. All right, here we go. Looks like Robert Thorne will lead and Vaughn Gittin Jr. giving chase in this Final Four bracket of our seeding brackets. Thorne out front because Vaughn Gittin Jr. he's missed quite a few rounds. We haven't seen him since Atlanta. And look at that, sticks it to the door. He says, all right, well, guess what? I still do it. That's right, two-time champ, put some respect on it. Pass that inside clip. Robert Thorne on the inside. Whoa, buddy! Vaughn Gittin Jr. goes hard. Into the side of Robert Thorne, and now
dang,
Thorne stays in it, man. He had a dude getting on Thorne. That was violent.
Yeah, and I mean, huge props to Robert Thorne for just putting the throttle down and like, yep, all right, let's just keep racing. Rubbin's racing, right?
Dude, again, just got absolutely punched in the nose, and it's like, it's cool, I got it, like, no problem, we're good. Yeah, Rambo, just no problem. He just hung tough, man. That was unreal.
Vaughn had no reason to do that other than just going hard, and that's what's kind of cool about the situation. So Robert Thorne, good initiation, back on throttle right away. Doesn't get all the way out to the wall through that section, but does a really good job in keeping the car at a good angle, and you just see how Vaughn Gittin Jr. drives, which is with a ton of aggression. Dives right in at this transition point. There is a decel through that section. Robert Thorne is allowed to decel the car getting into it. Now, you might look at this and go, okay, should he have lit off at that point in time?
Keep on.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, Vaughn's closing speed was, I mean, it was fast.
Oh, look at the shot.
That's crazy.
You! Big duck club all up in your face. Yeah, and you know, Vaughn, I think he was in the smoke trail. I think he, you know, to his defense, I think he got lost a little bit. Watch this transition. So imagine you're ripping down here, smoke, buried. Where's he at?
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
And Thorne, it does, at least from that replay, does look like Thorne's back on throttle, back accelerating, you know, getting the car where it needs to be. And Vaughn just came in real aggressive. So.
Definitely not an abrupt, you know, like you said, they are to have this natural slowdown. Your transition, you're going into, you know, a flatter area. Watch this again.
Yeah.
So look at Thorne transitions. Little tap of the brakes.
Yeah.
I mean, tap of the brakes, but like you said, that's all fair in love and war, man. That he slowed down.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I was trying to watch the speed and the G-force through that as well, just to kind of understand there's just a lot going on. But yeah, I mean, ultimately it's going to be up to the judges to deem who's at fault for that. I have what I'm thinking initially, but their eyes are incredible, and the things that they pick up on are so crazy.
Here's the other scenario. He uses competition timeout.
This is a good point.
So he's basically, I would, looking at the rule book, he's done.
Well, I mean, if he's not.
Oh, if he's at fault.
Yeah. So if Thorne's at fault.
Vaughn's at fault. Vaughn is at fault.
Okay, so then he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. All right.
That's all he's done. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. is out. Thorne, he'll be able to look at his car. He'll have a bye run advancing him onto the finals. But just looking at this, and you brought it up immediately, Jacob. Great job. Watch the accel, decel. Yeah, red lights are on.
But he's back on throttle. He's back accelerating, and Vaughn's still
Vaughn just I hate it's Formula Drift, but he's literally drifting into him.
Yeah.
You saw it coasting into him.
Yeah, it's
floating, whatever word you want to use.
And that's what those decel lights. I mean, they really, really come in proper through that, so you can see where that decel is. And Thorne is back on throttle once he gets to the bank, so pretty clear cut, at least in my mind.
Yep.
But I mean, I only got the same amount of replays that everybody else got at home.
Yep.
So yeah, Robert Thorne's going to be moving on. Hopefully, there's not massive. Look at this man. Look at
what
this man.
What a ledge, dude.
Jeez.
Dude, he is a Spike the Mace. He is the Mace, dude.
Oh, man.
Robert the Mace Thorne, just swinging this like he's at medieval times.
Did he even check?
What a weapon.
Oh man, I love it.
Holy cow.
This
ledge, man. It's merely a flesh wound. Don't bite your ankles.
Yeah.
Dude.
For anybody at home that doesn't know why we're so pumped on this, Bro didn't even look at his car. He just said, yeah, let's go.
Put some dirt on it. Like, I don't know, he's talking to Jonathan Hurst on a spirit animal. Oh, Thorne just gets spicy. Dude, leave it all on the track, dude. Thorne is going for it. He is... I'll just put letters out there. DGAF.
Yeah, exactly.
You decipher whatever that means.
Yeah.
But ASM is the letters that add up to Robert Thorne. Wow. That was amazing.
I love it.
That was sick. So Thorne advances on. He's going to the finals in our seeding brackets. On the other side, we'll see Mohan versus Wang. What an exciting Friday night. And this is all just culminating to an amazing top 32 tomorrow for, again, our Type S title fight. Jared Dienda, Jacob Gettins, and Cerise Taylor join us down in the pit. She'll have some words with the winner of tonight's festivities. But again, Stuke, Gittin, Hansen, Thorne, Mohan, Federico, and Wang. Also consider this the pre-seeding. Who won in Utah? Odie.
Yeah.
Odie will get a bye run.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there are only 7 vehicles advancing on.
Yeah, that should be the case. It'll kind of depend on where they're placed.
But Odie should have a bye run because there's only 7 instead of 8 backfilling, and the number 1 should not go against 32, and there's no 32, right?
Right. Yes.
So Odie, whoever finished first, should have a bye run.
I believe so.
Unofficially.
Yeah, we can get away with a lot by saying unofficially.
Yeah, it's a very loaded statement, dude. We're having fun. We had a lot of fun today. How do you spend a majority of the day?
I mean, I was up in the tower. I spent a bit of time in the broadcast truck, too.
Yep.
Just hung out in there for a little bit. You get to see all the camera angles and everything set up, so I got to nerd out there and hung out with a lot of fans. Just walked around. I got a few friends from Canada that came down. My buddy Kyle, my buddy Josh, Sarah, they all came down. So, yeah, it was cool to share this event with some friends.
That's good.
I feel like that's kind of what Irwindale is about.
Yeah.
What about
you? Hanging out with my son, hanging out with friends, talking to drivers over there at Lean Customs.
Saw that, yeah.
Fun Haver, K&N booth, Type S booth. Talking to Dylan Hughes, talking to Chris Forsberg, Nate Hamilton. Just the drivers. A very casual day, a lot of time for practice. A lot of it kind of cut short because of some incidents, including Federico Sharifo, Jonathan Hurst. He took the Mr. Cool Cadillac XLR hard into the wall. So, few incidents here and there, but overall just very cool casual day. Got a little windy there. Got warm, like I said, about 80 degrees, upper 70s. Tomorrow should be a little cooler. Hopefully the wind backs off. It does clear out the smoke, but just, you know, obviously gets debris in your eyes as we are seeing Kyle the Madison Mohan pull up and pulling into that burnout box. So Mohan and Wang on the other side of the Final Four. Who's going against Thorne in our finals of our seeding brackets?
A lot of green liveries tonight.
Green with envy.
Yeah. Everything was a joke at the beginning of the year that we had the sugar-free liveries. Stuke and Osbo, yeah.
The white one.
Yeah, the white liveries, but maybe green's making a comeback. I wonder what it'll be next year. Marty seems next year.
You know, every year Pantone, you know what Pantone
Yes.
is, right? So Pantone announces the color of the year. I think earlier this year was kind of like a pink, like a dusty rose.
Right.
Was a bit of the tone. So we'll see the Pantone is of 2025.
Someone should just do their livery of whatever that Pantone is.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You'll do it?
I'll do it. I'll get a tattoo of it.
Just a color block, like
just
a color swatch?
Just a random Pantone swatch.
A 1 inch by 1 inch color
in.
swatch.
I'm
All
in.
right.
Yep.
Hold you to that.
All right, no problem.
All right, done deal.
Let's do it. You could do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
I've tattooed before, so I don't know.
Okay.
They're not good, but I've done it.
All right, here we go. We are seeing the other side of the Final Four. Whichever driver wins here goes against Robert Thorne. There is Kyle the Menace Mohan and Forrest Wang. All right, renewable lubricants, Mazda RX-8, good initiation from him. He drops down, he initiates, but drops down. And look at Forrest Wang adapting to that. From that angle, you saw him bringing it down, and now into that lower inside bank. Just a small little rise on that. You saw Kyle lift, and Forrest a little trepidatious here going into the side of Kyle Mohan, and now passing and crossing that finish line.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've noticed with Kyle is when he's able to keep the throttle basically buried for the entire run, he's got it nailed. It's with those rotaries, once you come off throttle, once you lift it, the car just starts to act really funny. So lifts off throttle there at initiation, is able to get back into the zone a little bit later on, and Forrest Wang just doing a good job, keeping things back, keeping things cool. You know, more spectator role back there in the chase, but is able to still fill the zone, still keep the line, has a decent proximity. Maybe not the door-to-door that a lot of people are looking for, kind of come to know in recent years, but it's a good, safe chase run. And now I feel like once they swap roles, you'll see Forrest Wang really put on the jets, try and walk away from Kyle Mohan, who's already gotten better from his previous sets of runs. So,
you know, I'm just going to put it out there. In order to advance on from 32, here they are. They're going in.
Yeah.
They're, you know, Kyle needs to step it up. Like you said, pin it to win it. But at the end of the day, you need to be competitive.
Yeah, you do.
You need to be up there. You know, he's had some great moments of success. He's been competing since I think 2005, and we'd love to see him on the podium. You know, we'll see how he goes. Here we go. The 2J S15 gets high on the bank, and there goes Kyle Mohan. He initiates, he drops down, does have good proximity. Forrest Wang, you can see him bring it on down. Kyle Mohan, a lower line now coming into that second outside zone. There goes Forrest Wang. Here goes Mohan, and like you said, not as close. Definitely lower than Wang. So crossing that finish line, Wang and Mohan.
Yeah, Forrest Wang's looking really stable. Car's looking good. I mean, he's driving just smooth. I mean, this is kind of classic Forrest Wang, which is just a very tidy driver. Maybe not as much angle as we've kind of come to know with the crazy swings and the crazy amount of style that's really known for it. But he's dialed that back a little bit, been a little bit less aggressive when it comes to that, you know, huge flicks and crazy initiations. But what it's led to now is a Forrest Wang that's very cool and calm and calculated. And Kyle Mohan in the chaser does a really good job, very similar to what we saw with the chase in Forrest Wang, which was maybe not a ton of proximity, but does a good job of keeping the line. You can see there just when Kyle Mohan keeps that car on throttle, he's got it dialed, but it bites so hard the moment he comes off throttle. So if we could just duct tape that pedal to the floor for that entire run, I bet you'll see a Kyle Mohan like you've never seen before, and that's what I want to see. I'm telling him right now, if you're listening, just put your foot to the floor.
So zip it to win it.
Yeah.
Zip tie that. Zip tie that throttle down and just stay in it.
All the way through.
Rotang things, you know what I mean? Here we go. Kyle Mohan over Forrest Wang, and Forrest Wang gets the win. So it'll be Wang versus Thorne. And so that is going to be our finals here for our seeding brackets. But like I said, Mohan, Wang, Gittin, Stuke, Hansen, and Thorne are in top 32. One more battle left of our seeding brackets. Tomorrow is game day, our Type S title fight. All right. So, you know, we've had a lot of fun this year, Jacob, and I've had a pleasure of working with you all year. And, you know, season culminates, dude.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
So fast.
It is, yeah. And we've had a lot of fun creating a video series called Send It. I've been saying that saying for 21 years. It's a metaphor, it's a thing, it's a lick the stamp and send it. Now it's a video series. So cutting into the culture of different markets, different lifestyles, and the car culture, and all things Formula Drift. So let's take a little snippet and take a look at Send It.
Welcome to Formula Drift.
What you want?
I'm a cowboy.
I feel like Velcro.
Right? I know.
Free Jacob. I am now.
Woo! Let's send it. We are live in Salt Lake City, Utah Motorsports Campus. That's right. Round 7 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. A championship could be crowned here today. And it could be James Dean, first ever 4-time champion. But the pressure and all of the weight lies on Odi Bakshis's shoulders. That's the big news. Are you ready to send it?
The best part of waking up is driving in the event with the judges.
It's a beautiful day for a beautiful day. We got fans queued up here. This line is huge.
Sweet hats, bro.
Thank you.
You stoked? Where are you coming from?
St. George, Utah.
St. George, Utah. All right. What's up with the pink pants? What's going on here?
For Lorette. We're trying to get Lorette to come over.
Oh, fancy pants?
She's in there. She's right there.
Lorette! They are wearing official Lorette Nickel pants.
No. Are you serious? You guys, I'm so grateful.
Didn't know there's a Fancy Pants fan club. All right, Takayano, look at this guy. Absolute vet right here. What's the biggest progression of the cars and the drivers and the show and everything, the competition?
You gotta have a team, and driver has to be good enough so that the whole team go together.
So it's not just me, it's we. Trying to interrogate people. Look at these two cowboys.
Look at boots, bro.
Those aren't boots. Those aren't boots. You got sweats and a cowboy hat, dude. What's going on here? You're not a cowboy.
Nah. What? Jeff Donati, how we doing, dude?
We bid you adieu, man. The pink pig. She gone.
She gone. There's a lot to do, a lot to experience, and I want to see what else is out there and keep having fun.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right,
Keep it up, dog. Have fun. How we doing, dude?
I'm good.
Yeah? Cool. Are you karting? Are you racing anytime soon?
Yeah, just came to hang out, see you.
Kicking it? I know. Love this kid. Great kid right here.
Andy, why are you such an angry elf?
Why am I angry, elf?
Yeah.
Is because when I hear the sound of your voice, it triggers me of all the 20 years of you screaming into the microphone about how wonderful you are.
Jared Gander sucks.
I just talk shit, dude. I'm a puppet.
Yeah.
Shove your hand way up there.
I'm Jared Jr.
Like I'm like Kermit the Frog.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
On race day, when you want to show everyone out there who's the best,
Here we go, Frederick Osborne.
you really need to be focused. I tell myself, I got this. I'm the best there is.
The star is Frederick Osborne.
You like watching things get broken? Like barriers, glass ceilings, and records. Then this playoff season, we're looking for you.
Join us at Toyota Racing.
Is this it?
This is it!
We are back. Baby, come back. You can blame your drift on me. So we are hearing that Force Wang is out. So we are not.
Is that like official? I'm
Do
seeing
you,
Robert
do you
Thorne.
like him or do you like him like him?
I mean,
I'm joking. That was
we're
like
not
a,
Facebook official
yeah,
or
we're
anything, but yeah.
It's interesting or
Yeah, it's
complicated. It's complicated. So we not seeing Wang there. So I'm assuming that Robert Thorne will be given the victory here, but. Dude, rightfully so. I think he is the last gladiator standing. Like I said, he is the mace. We're at medieval times. He gets the girl. You know, he gets the roses. He gets the turkey leg. He gets the grog, the big metal chow. I feel like you're a medieval times guy.
I've gone more times than I'm proud to admit.
How many times?
At least 6.
6? That's expensive.
I mean, a bunch of them were during like school and stuff, but it definitely.
You went to medieval times for school? What are you doing up in Canada? That's weird. Yeah. All right. Anyways, 6 times this year.
Yeah, you didn't specify when.
He has the membership card. Go Team Red. All right. Well, go Team Robert Thorne, because tomorrow is the big day. Final practice, championship, top 32, so many things. And again, it's James Dean to lose. Literally needs to bring it to the line. He's going to get the championship. But who's going to win here at Irwindale? Right now, it's Robert Thorne. He wins our seeding brackets after kind of crazy, zany, but the mace, Robert Thorne, gets it done in that Smetagard Racing BMW after taking a licking from 2-time Formula champion Gittin Jr. It'll buff out, no big deal. He continues on with pace. It's a good opportunity for him as Justin Smash gives him a little tap. Just the hits keep coming, man.
He's already damaged, man. He doesn't need any more.
Formula Drift's greatest hits with Robert Thorne. Yeah, my man, spick and span. Thorne's just getting after it. I love this. I feel, you know what? I think we're gonna see a different Thorne. You know, it's like, what would it be like? Like Garth Brooks going to, what was his alter
I can't
ego?
remember, yeah.
I feel like somebody's gonna pop up here. He's the alter ego, right? It's like when Hulk Hogan went to Hollywood Hogan.
Right.
You know, Thorne goes to Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
We're gonna see the different Thorne next year.
Yeah.
He's gonna go dark.
A darker, moodier Thorne.
Oh, we're gonna see the sharper Thorne. As there he is, Robert Thorne steps out. Great job and some great turns there for Mr. Robert Thorne, winning the seeding brackets. It looks like Forrest Wang pulls up next to him. And down there on the ground, Cerise Taylor, she's going to have some words with him. Thorne throwing on his signature glasses. Like I said, I want to see a meaner, more aggressive Thorne. I love the way this is going as we throw it down to Cerise Taylor. Robert, I need to see this tomorrow, man. Cerise, down to you.
That was absolutely incredible. Obviously, you just took out boss man Gittin Jr. in this seeding bracket. Now, you're in the competition tomorrow. This track holds a bunch of challenges in itself. Want to talk to us about what you're going to do as far as grip tomorrow and what your strategy is going to be to maintain and keep it going?
Yeah, I assume tomorrow it'll grip up a little more, but the car was absolutely on fire tonight. Huge shout out to Andy and ASM and the whole team. GT Radial tires, Race Treads, of course, for keeping them on the car, and Koenig wheels. I mean, the car was amazing tonight. 2 RTRs. Pretty much back to back. Poor Vaughn got into the wall. It's always tough on a Friday night, but these things happen. And that's just drifting. So Pablo here's fine. It's used to that sort of abuse. And we'll get her fixed up, cleaned up, puts a new rear end on it for tomorrow, and be ready to have some more fun.
You better be, because tomorrow is the big day. You are now in the full competition of the last round of FD 2024. You're coming for it, right? Are you going to come with full force?
Yeah, we're planning to take it all the way to the top.
All right, let's get it going. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much, Cerise. And just, it bears repeating. Here's a traditional race car driver ripping around McLarens, ripping around race cars, trying to find the apex of the corner. It's like, all right, everything you know, just throw that out the window and go sideways. I love Thorne's, his candor, a really easygoing guy. Love his stance, really approachable, and he's having a blast.
Yeah, he's driving for fun again, and that's what we're seeing, and that's why he's driving so well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So here we go. Let's take a look at that bracket. We talk about James Dean. See, there it is. Odi Bakshis gets a bye run. James Dean goes against Stuke. That is what we are watching tomorrow. Will the championship be locked up before the sun goes down? All signs are saying once he pulls that line and he goes against Stuke. And again, look at that. Turk, Novak, that's going to be a good one. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Jeff Jones, Manoa, and Simon Olsen. That's a great battle. Forsberg and Thorne.
I know.
I mean, talk about, again, Thorne just, going from pro spec over here to a veteran. Him, obviously Kenshiro Gucci going against Kazuya Taguchi.
Oh, there's a tongue twister waiting to happen.
Yeah. So, again, it's just it's awesome. Adam LZ versus RCP. So LZP versus RCP in FD at IRW. Jacob, anything else?
No, man, it's gonna be tongue twisters tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow. Again, thank you so much. Thank you to Cerise Taylor. She'll be out here tomorrow as well. Thank you to our judges, Robin Ishida, Reese Marin, and of course, Brian Egger. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our drivers. Thank you to our team. Thank you to you, the fans. We will see you tomorrow at 1:45 local time here at the House of Drift. Round 8, the Type S title fight. We will see you tomorrow. Send it. We'll see you online, or we'll see you no time. We'll see you tomorrow online. Not that time. At that time.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like you know I don't play right. I'll pull up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like you know I don't play. Pull up a good fight. Just give me good fight. Damn right. You know I play right. Never go slow or hard like a rhino. Rhino. Never go slow or hard like a rhino. Rhino. Never go slow or hard like a rhino. Never stop on the convo. We gotta live pronto. Your friends like Colombo. You be the judge like Rondo. Never stop on the convo. We gotta live pronto.